Hey YouTube, this is Brett Caster from Team Wildcard with a Lightsworn deck profile. It's my second build. I've been working it, been testing it at locals, on Dueling Network, all that fun stuff. And this is the build that's done really well so far. I've even beaten out a play deck, a banished deck, which is pretty impressive considering, you know, how bad those decks are for Lightsworns. But without further ado, 3 JDs. If you don't run 3, you're crazy. 3 JDs is awesome. It's the heart of the deck, in my opinion. 2 Celestias, because you can. It's Celestia. I love her. Her effect gives you a mill, and it lets you pop 2 of their cards, which, with this format, 2 cards is actually a lot. So she's great. 2 Wulf. I used to run 3, but I don't know, with 3 I often got one to my hand, so 2 is still consistent enough to hardly ever get into my hand, and is usually still milled at the same time. And even if it does, 1 gets into my hand, the second one usually, well, the second one is yet to get into my hand if the first one ever did. And they're still easy to get rid of with Lumina, Monster Reincarnation, Beckoning Light, whatever. 2 Lyla, she's also awesome, pop that back row. Love 2 Lyla. 2 Lumina, the main reason Lightsworns are amazing this format. Using charge to get one of her, it makes people sad. It just does. 2 Luminas, awesome. 2 Rykos, because he's awesome. If he's milled, he's one in the graveyard. If not, let him get flipped. Pop 1 card, mill 3. He's just really awesome. Next you got 1 Ehren, 1 Aurkus, 1 Garoth, and 1 Jain. The last of the Lightsworns in this deck. She's great for those Borkling Jars, or just things you don't want to have their flip effect activated. Aurkus is actually great for Inzectors and windups because they cannot be targeted. Lightsworns cannot be targeted anywhere, hand, graveyard, deck, field, anywhere. So he's actually really good this format, surprisingly. Garoth is there for some extra help, and he's a Lightsworn. And Jain's actually really good. When it attacks, it's an extra 20, becomes 21, so that's really awesome. They all serve their purposes. Double Veiler, really good this format, as everybody knows. 2 of them. And 1 Honest. And that's also light monsters. Next, I got 2 Card Troopers. Great main phase mill. He's awesome. 2 Necros. Necro Gardna, he's great in this deck. He really is. Love him. 1 Gorz. He's also very awesome in this deck. 1 Trag. Great for XZs, great for Synchroing. Just amazing card. And of course, 1 Plaguespreader. Great for Catastor, especially. I love using him in Lumina or Aurkus or anything, or even Gorz or Trag for Catastor. 1 Solar Recharge. I'm sorry, Charge of the Light Brigade. Staple. You need at least 1. You need it. If you don't have 1, you should not run Lightsworn. 3 Solar Recharge, because Solar Recharge, great draw power for Lightsworns. 2 Monster Reincarnations. 1 Pot can really save you late game so you don't mill, and it gives you a little bit of draw power, so awesome card. 1 Book. 1 Monster Reborn. 1 Dark Hole. And 1 Heavy Storm. Finally, for the chat, we got 2 Beckoning Light, because it's Beckoning Light. It's awesome. Anybody who says not to run it, Lightsworns is crazy. And 1 Mirror Force and 1 Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment, you know, you don't use traps that often, but when you get, you know, when you do get it, this little negate anything just really helps. And finally, I usually don't show any cards in my side deck, but I will show my 2 favorite cards of side deck for this format. 2 DD Crows. I think everybody should side deck this card this format. It just, you know, it's great. Effect Veilers, yeah, it's great this format too. That's why I main deck it. But gets Injectors and windups. Effect Veiler just kind of stalls. This, you get that one Hunter, which most windup players only run one anyways. Remove it from the graveyard, and their play is done. They can't send, you know, get rid of any more cards. And Injector Hornet, they get that one of the graveyard. Sure, they get a pop card, but remove it, they can't recycle it like they usually like to do. There's still 2 more, so side in 2. But for this format, I think this card's a staple in any side deck. Even if you don't main deck it, just side deck this card. It's even better for those 2 decks than anything else. So, you know, awesome card this format. But yeah, that's it. It's slightly different. It's 42. 42 I find is somewhat good. So they give you a little bit less, a little bit more time to mill instead of decking out, because that has been a problem before. But I found that, yeah, those 2 extra cards really do help. And yeah, the 2 Veilers help. Plague is amazing. I love Plague, especially because he helps me get out this little Catasta right here. Bring him. If I'm not going against Lightsworns or Injectors, even like Evils, he's great against Evils. Other Lightsworns, Mirror Match, he's awesome. What else is he good for? He's just good for anything that's not dark decks. So, love him. Plaguespreader makes it so easy to get out with him. But yeah, so that's my deck. Let me know what you think. It's ran very well so far. Like I said, it's beaten Evils 2-3. It's beaten a banished deck, which, like I said, is really bad for this. It ran Macrocosmos, D-Fisher, all those cards you hate with Lightsworns, and it beat it, surprisingly. Even he thought he had it. I even thought he had it until, you know, of course, Lyla saved the day. So yeah, so that's my deck. Let me know what you think. It's been testing really well lately. So yeah, that's it for now. This is Brettcaster, signing out.